and gentlemen, Moxley!
Wow. There he is. Wow. Looking lean and mean, fellas.
Washington, D.C. was the home of the very first episode of AEW Dynamite. And how great is it to be back in our nation's capital for the return of this man?
A little while ago. Hey, go yourself. Get that guy out of here. Piece of shit.
Well, he ain't changed much.
It was a little while ago, I fell asleep on a plane. We landed, I don't even know what city it was in. And when we hit the ground, I woke up out of a dream. It was a bad dream. And I don't remember everything about it, but I remember I was on the side of the road, and I was on my hands and knees in the dirt. My face is bruised and cut up, and there's a black cloud hanging over me. A demon. Kind of demon that follows you around your whole life. Kind of demon that follows you around for years. These demons come in all shapes and sizes for everybody. And this cloud, he's laughing at me. And he says, you, everything that you are, everything you become, everything you have in your life that's good, none of that was supposed to happen. None of that belongs to you. Where do you get off thinking you were going to make out with all that? And the cloud, this demon, he asked me, he says, do you really think you were gonna make it out? The nerve of you, did you really think you were gonna make it out? And I woke up before I had a chance to answer him. Nobody gets through life unscathed. We all carry scars. I have more scars on my body than the average person, but those aren't important. The important ones are the scars we carry on the inside that are harder to see. And sometimes we try and cover up these scars. Sometimes we try to pretend these scars aren't there. But those are the scars that we should be proud of. Those are the scars that tell our story. Those are the scars that give us strength. Those are the scars that make us the people we are. Hell, nobody's perfect, all right? If everybody was perfect, the world would be a very boring place. So nobody, no matter who you are, should be afraid to stand up in front of the whole world and bear it all. Everything that makes you the person that you are, scars and all, and say, hey, this is me. So, that being said, I'm sure there are plenty of people somewhere around the world. I'm sure there are plenty of people who want to write me off. I'm sure there are plenty of people who doubt me. And you know what? It won't be the first time. It won't be the last time. But if you want to write me off now, if you want to doubt me, you go ahead and say whatever you want to say. You go ahead and think whatever you want to think. I'll tell you the same thing I would have told that black demon, that cloud hanging over me in my dream. You can take all that shit and shove it right up your ass. I don't run from demons. I just beat the shit out of them. And for everybody in this building and for everybody all around the world that's had my back, that supported me through thick and thin, thank you. And buckle up and get ready, because we're going on a ride, baby, in the year of 2022. I am going on a pilgrimage. I'm gonna grab the world of professional wrestling by the balls and do whatever the hell I want, because now, more than ever, more than anybody in this business, I am truly free. I'll tell you this, I've been to hell. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is very, very liberating. There is no hell that can be put upon me in this ring that I haven't been through, and worse. So if there's anybody in AEW, anybody all around the world that thinks they can put me through more hell than I've already been through, know this. I'm thirsty. You thought I was dangerous before. Shit. These days, all I drink is blood!
Wow. Tremendous honesty. And a motivated Mox.
And how great is it to have that man, Jon Moxley, back here in All Elite Wrestling. Jon Moxley's in serious trouble here tonight.
He's ripe for the picking. If Ethan Page could cover him, he might get this upset win right here.
Ethan Page covers. No, Moxley. Crucifix. Ethan Page. Oh, look at this.
Elbows to the face. Look at that. That's the Moxley that I know.
Big elbows to the side of the jaw. And now Moxley.
Oh, knees to the face. Look at him.
Those knees to the top of the head. He's got the bulldog choke locked in.
Yeah, bulldog choke is locked. He's got to tap out. He's got to tap out
This
here.
could be it.
Ethan Page fades. He's out. He's out.
He's out. He's out. Mox is out. Moxley.
That's how fast it happens. That don't have to be on hold. That hold is a blood choke. It will choke you out quick.
And you saw Ethan Page. He was looking around like, what just happened? What just happened?
He's in a daze. He can't believe it.
Is Jon Moxley.
Ethan Page wishes he had that 5 seconds back. I'll tell you that, Excalibur.
Victorious. Moxley in his return to action in All Elite Wrestling.
It's a hell of a match. If I'm Ethan Page, you got nothing to be ashamed about, sir. That was a hell of a match. Mox able to battle through that bulldog choke.
You see that little smirk from Moxley? Tell me he's not happy to be back in that ring.
Jon. Oh, boot to the midsection, paradigm shift.
Well,
Might be knocked out for a second time in the same segment.
I don't know what the hell Page was doing there. He wanted a handshake or something. Get the hell out of there. Because after 3 months, he is back in AEW, and he is ready to drink some blood.
He looks pretty damn good, I gotta tell you. I was very impressed. What the, whoa, wait a second.
Wow.
Bryan Danielson.
No.
Bryan Danielson, a very interested observer, seemingly, and the return to action of Jon Moxley.
Well, we haven't seen Danielson like forever. He's right there staring a hole right through Mox.
And Moxley sent Caster to the outside, standing switch. Moxley,
Schoolboy.
roll up, two, no.
Mox on a roll here.
Boom, the King Kong lariat.
Gotta be over.
Shades of Stan Hansen right
You
there.
are not kidding. What a shot.
And Moxley, the double underhook, paradigm shift. He floats over, the cover.
He's got him. That's it.
Winner of this match, Jon Moxley.
Oh, look at
Wow,
this.
look who's keeping an eye on the proceedings here.
Bryan Danielson, yeah.
American Dragon, yeah, Bryan Danielson. We saw him last week on Rampage, now once again. And now he's got Yuta set up, paradigm shift.
Well, that's all she wrote, guys.
Gotta be it, right?
Winner of this match, Jon Moxley.
Well, that's one thing. Let's make one thing perfectly clear. Wheeler Yuta made a great showing for himself here tonight against the baddest of the bad, Jon Moxley.
Look at what we have here.
This is most interesting. Maybe a dream match for a lot of folks. Certainly would be for me.
And if Moxley's spoiling for a fight, he may not have to wait long.
But I gotta be honest.
Do you guys want to see us fight?
Yes. That's what I gotta be honest about.
You know, for a long time, I wanted to see us fight too. because you were different. I wanted to see what you had. But since you've come back, we've seen a new Jon Moxley. Everybody, give it up for Jon Moxley. And you see, deep inside of me, there's always been a part of me that wanted to test you. Because I saw you from where I was before. I was watching you. I was watching you as the AEW World Champion. And I don't care what anybody says, you were the best AEW World Champion. And if you had a little support, I think you would still be AEW World Champion. And that's when I realized that Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson shouldn't be fighting. We should be fighting together.
Wow. How about that?
Listen, Mox, together, you and me, we could run this place. Whatever we wanted. If you wanted to be AEW World Champion, you can be AEW World Champion with me. If we wanted to be AEW World Tag Team Champions, we could be AEW World Champions together. If we wanted to take some of these young guys, somebody like Wheeler Yuta, you see, he's coming out here with jokes. He's coming out here with Orange Cassidy, with Danhausen. What if we took somebody like Wheeler Yuta under our wings? What if we took somebody like Daniel Garcia away from 2.0 and we mentored him? What if we took somebody like Lee Moriarty, instead of him being around Matt Sydal and Dante Martin with his high-flying bull crap, what if we took him under our wings and we trained the future of professional wrestling together? So, John, I know this is a lot to put on your plate right now, so you don't have to answer right now. I just want you to think about it. I want you to think about the possibilities. I want you to think about all the positive things we can do. I want you to think about the greatness that we can create and the legacy that you want to leave.
Provocative dialogue, to say the least.
Man extending his hand. You know what? It makes a lot of sense. I
Imagine a world where Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson are a tag team.
I know that's a lot of pressure. Why don't you think about it?
a lot to think about for Jon Moxley.
Is that where it's being left? With the Wild Thing movement, he changed his expression to one of very unsettling in my eyes.
Yeah, something very sinister in mind. Lee Moriarty. Oh, psycho knee! And Danielson, he's just waved off. He waved off to the ref.
He's here physically, but I'm not so sure about him mentally. I'm serious.
Now with the wrist of Moriarty.
Moriarty was out from that one, this caliber. This is senseless.
And now just the
And you know, the irony is that the flat of the foot is legal.
and Danielson transitions into the triangle sleeper.
And I think he's out.
Moriarty is out already. Rick Knox calls for the belt. Danielson scores the win.
Look at that arrogant cover. Double bicep pose. That's very
Here is your winner, the
Bryan
American
Danielson
Dragon,
like, in my
Bryan
estimation.
Danielson.
But he is a
Came
man.
out here to teach Lee Moriarty a thing or two about violence. And I want to know, did he pass? Or did he fail? And that's why I don't trust the American public with anything. That said, that's not the reason I grabbed the microphone. I asked Jon Moxley to team up with me to create a whole new AEW to teach young wrestlers like Lee Moriarty about violence. And Jon Moxley, I want an answer.
Remember, we saw Moxley last week. He answered CM Punk's call pretty quickly.
Well, theoretically, Moxley's been cornered.
I think we're going to get an answer.
I think you're right, Tony. That we're feeling here.
Little over a decade ago, I was a lot like that Lee Moriarty kid. I was a lot like a lot of the kids in the AEW locker room. I was young, I was angry, I was poor, I had nothing to lose, and I took a shot at taking down the great American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. We're at a little indie show in Chillicothe, Ohio. You were late. Your flight was delayed because of the weather. So they sent Tracy Smothers out to the ring to vamp with the audience for about 45 minutes. And so finally I went to the ring, and then you pulled up in the back of the building, already in your wrestling gear, and you got out of the car, and you walked through the kitchen to the ring, stepped through the ropes. It's the first time we met, and I stood face to face, eye to eye, with the man they called the best wrestler in the world. And I gave everything I had. That night I went balls out. I fought tooth and nail, but I came up short. But getting a taste of the best just made me meaner, just made me angrier, just made me want it more. And over the years, I had more shots at Bryan Danielson. And every single time, I came up short. In fact, I have never beaten Bryan Danielson. It's true. So when you showed up in AEW, everyone else was scared. Everyone else was intimidated by the greatest wrestler that ever lived, but I was excited. Finally, I would get a chance to put the one hat on my wall I've never got to put up there. I would get a chance to slay the one dragon I could never slay. No pun intended, the American Dragon. But as it turns out, Bryan Danielson doesn't want to fight me. Bryan Danielson wants to join forces with me. And I was listening to you a couple weeks ago. I listened to every single thing you said. I'm not gonna lie, I got to thinking how awesome it could be. All the arms we could snap, all the skulls we could cave in, we could create a dream team, a dynasty of unmitigated, pure wrestling violence. And then I got to thinking, just like you were saying, not just about the destruction we could cause, but about what we could create. The young guys we could take along with us. Giving something back to this business, giving something back to AEW, the legacy we could leave. And I'm not gonna lie, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't think of one good reason to say no. But then I got to wonder, and I wonder maybe is the only reason Bryan Danielson wants to stand side by side with me because he doesn't want to find himself in the one place nobody in AEW wants to find themselves, standing across the ring from Jon Moxley. Because he knows I would do to him what I've done to everybody else they've put in front of me for the last 3 years. And if that's the case, well, then I've already beaten Bryan Danielson. So which is it? Does Bryan Danielson want to be my partner because of what we could create? Or because he doesn't want to get destroyed? Let's find out. I'll leave it up to you, Bryan. I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no. I'll leave it up to you. Bryan, I am not that young kid from a decade ago, and seeing as how, for all intents and purposes, we are meeting each other for the very first time here in AEW in 2022, I'll tell you this. I don't stand side by side with nobody till I bleed with them first.
Wow. I can feel that one, man. And the fans can feel it. I'm sure you at home can feel it. The potential of one of the great one-on-one matchups, Tony.
Across the jaw of Garcia. Rolling elbow strike. Garcia. Ooh, returns fire. Picks the ankle dragon screw. No, Danielson.
He squatted down. He went low.
Ooh,
And now the
foot stomping right in the face of Daniel Garcia. You want to see violence and aggression? You got some right here.
And the triangle sleeper is in, and Garcia goes out.
Garcia, that was exactly what I wanted to see. Was Garcia violent enough?
Oh, look at this, 2.0. Jeff Parker and Matt Lee.
Well, you know what? He talked about them during the interview that they did not train him well enough, and they took it to heart.
There's some mugging here in the ring. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The roof's coming off the building.
They're looking everywhere. They can't find him.
That 2.0, they know all too well that Moxley can come from just about anywhere.
The blue-eyed battler's coming to get him some here tonight in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
And Moxley charging into the fray.
The Moxley fighting for his life.
Sends Matt Lee over the top. And Jeff Parker once again getting a flashback in a tag team battle royale.
Oh, God, I love it.
Oh, whoa, Garcia was gonna smash Moxley with that chair. Oh, but instead Garcia's gonna get a paradigm shift for his
Big
drop.
time, big league. Case closed. Said the late great Ernie Ladd, case closed. This one is over.
Is it giving him his answer here? Is this his answer he was asking for?
So, in order for us to fight together, we need to bleed together. I don't need this to make anybody bleed. You want a match at Revolution? You got it!
What? Bring it. Let's see it.
But don't be surprised if you're the only person bleeding.
I highly doubt that. What a pay-per-view it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday, March 6th. Friday night's going to be a big night, Excalibur on Rampage.
That's right. Sammy Guevara defends the TNT Championship against Andrade El Idolo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday night back in Jacksonville, Daly's Place. Hope you'll be with us for Excalibur. Tony Schiavone. I'm Jim Ross saying thanks for being with us, and so long, everybody.
What goes up must come down. The higher you are, the farther you fall, the more it hurts when you hit the ground than anybody. No matter how big the empire they've built, no matter how great the legacy they've carved out for themselves, can come crashing down fast. And all it takes is one guy with a wild hair up his ass and the balls to take a shot. It only took one bullet to kill Abraham Lincoln, and when the history books are written, they will say Bryan Danielson only had to make one mistake to put an unremovable, ugly, bloody wound on his mythical career. And on September 26th in Milwaukee, I'm going to take it upon myself to finish the job. I'm going to make you ask yourself a question. I call you the king of independent wrestling. That's fine, you can have it. You know, while we're at it, there's all this money you're giving me, all of a sudden, you know what? It doesn't mean dick to me. I don't want it. What I want is Bryan Danielson's head on a stick. When the night comes to a close on September 26th, you're going to have to ask yourself, am I the best wrestler in the world? I'm not going to tell you that you're not. I'm going to let you ask yourself that question at the end of the night. And only me and you are going to know the answer. You can have King of the Independents. Take it. So I want something more. I want something that's just between me and you.
But now Danielson readjusts. You can see he's got the flat of his foot, or excuse me, the tongue of his boot underneath his kneecap.
Measured right hands. Right to the forehead.
Oh, man, right to the eye socket, Jim.
Well, he's all over the face.
Yeah, he is.
And Moxley, though, rolls through into the ropes. He's got Danielson pinned.
He got it. Moxley got it. Danielson can't believe it. He got caught with his pants down, the wild thing.
John Moxley.
Wow, we need to see that again, man.
Danielson didn't want to relinquish the grip on the triangle.
Oh, come on, guys. Be more professional, both of you. That was a good pin. Danielson just pissed off because he got out-wrestled at the end. That's all that was. Only takes 3 seconds to win or lose.
Oh, and Danielson once again returned to the body.
They're not done.
They're going to fight until midnight.
And the referee corps headed out trying to separate these two gladiators.
And security. Man, Moxley is irate.
And
whoa! There's William Regal.
William Regal! Oh my God!
What an ovation for Regal.
And Regal's such an important mentor for both of these men. And he's trying to talk sense into these.
What in the hell is going on here?
Regal trying to restrain Moxley.
Good God, from the left side of town. And a headbutt. What is...
And maybe that got through to Moxley.
I am absolutely stunned.
Oh!
Wow!
Look at the eyes of...
Regal telling both of them, I taught you better than that.
The eyes of Danielson when Regal slapped him.
Hugo seems to be trying to maybe negotiate a peace treaty. That's my assumption.
This is an absolute stunning moment. Look at the eyes of Regal.
Have we just seen a new tag team form? They bled together, they fought together, and now will they team forget together?
I'll tell you what, I know what we did see. We saw one hell of a match.